Okay, howdy folks. I don't really have anything to talk about today. Just, jibber jabber. Or as I used to say all the time, and Sean kind of makes fun of me for it, flibberty gibbets. Anyhow, just a early Merry Christmas to all of you. Let's see, I started making my Christmas cards last night, which really kind of sucks because I'm almost out of my papers that I use to make my Christmas cards. They're actually what they call scrapbook papers, and I got them from Michael's when I worked there about, oh shoot, when was that? Let's see, my son was 5. It was about 9 years ago. Yeah, about 9 years ago. I got these papers when I worked at Michael's. That's how long I've held on to them. And they're suede papers. And I like using them for my Christmas cards because it gives that added texture. And it feels real nice on your hands and everything. And it just makes it more, special to me anyway. So I'm using what I have left of my suede papers. And I'm having to do a piecemeal. And I am so disappointed in the way it looks. But I know I can patch it together, and then I can use ribbon to cover over the seams, and it'll still turn out all right. So anyway, that's what I've been up to the past couple days. I was up really late last night working on one of them, and between Twitter and talking to Sean on Messenger, I was a busy little bee last night. I was up till 4 a.m. Dang it, my cigarette went out. Anyhow, it is slick out here, so I gotta be careful how I'm driving. Oh, and I wanted to say hi, Bill McLaughlin. I met him through Evie on Twitter. Good guy. He's another character that just makes me laugh, and I love having acquaintances between Twitter and YouTube that just, give me a good chuckle. I get to know a lot of people that way, and you meet some really awesome people online. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a shout out there, Bill. And another gal that I recently started talking to, she's probably told me her real name, but I can't for the life of me think of it right now. I call her my sister from another mister, and we've talked several times in direct messages on Twitter. I'm just going to call her Gigi, because her handle is just G, so I'm just going to call her Gigi. So, hi Gigi, I love you, girl. Anyhow, it was funny the other day. Julie is the gal that's staying with us, and I was telling Sean about this the night she came home, and she had brought in one of those like 32-ounce tubs of coffee for us, because she don't drink coffee, but Mike and I do. So she brought that home, and that was the night I found her dog pissing in front of my closet. I have never been so pissed off at an animal in my life. Oh, I wanted to kick that dog. I wanted to kick it. Pissing in front of my closet, you little bitch. Anyway, so Julie brings home the coffee. It's like, great, I've got coffee for the morning, yay. The next morning, Pat calls. Pat is one of our, well, basically he's our only friend outside of Dad, Mike's dad. He's, oh goodness, he just had his birthday here last week. I think he's 74 now. Is that right? No. Mary's 74. His woman is 74. He just turned 71. But he's basically our best friend. Him and Mary gave us a whole bunch of stuff. And included in the stuff they gave us, it was all food stuffs. They do it every Christmas, which is really sweet. In fact, they gave us a turkey too, and I made that yesterday as an early Christmas supper. It was good turkey. Anyhow, they got not just the regular 32-ounce tub of coffee. It was one of those big ones. I mean, it was like at least double the size. I was like, dang, these people know the way to our hearts. Give us coffee, we're happy. And a couple of Christmassy coffee mugs. Really sweet. I love that. So, yeah, if you ever want to tickle my fancy, give me some coffee. Or buy me some more suede papers from Michael's. I'll take that too. And I'll make you a card out of them. I make really, really awesome cards. If you don't believe me, you can ask. Well, I'd have to go over to Mary's and get a picture of the one I made for her a couple Christmases ago. And the other ones I've sent to my son, but he lives in Minnesota and I can't exactly take pictures of those. And then I'm going to make one for my family down in Florida. So I'm going to do that. And my little sister, she still works at a place called Bar Display. Basically what they are is like a supply company for businesses. Like if they need fixtures for their stores or what have you, they're the ones who you get it from. And she, whenever the end of the year comes, hold on. Oh, here comes a vehicle. Anyway, whenever the end of the year comes, they've got these leftover, what they call Swatch catalogs. It's basically wrapping paper sampling, a sampler catalog. Who's that? Is that Dee Dee? Hey, Dee Dee. Alright, anyhow. And whenever they get rid of what they haven't used, my little sister will take them home and she'll give them to me. Now, of course, I don't live there anymore, so she's going to have to send them to me, but heck, I'm down to the last book she gave me of the Swatch catalog, and it's about empty, so she's going to send me ones from this year here soon, so that's good. Anyhow. I know, I'm just rambling. But, figured I hadn't made a video for a little bit, and it's really nice out today. I mean, I've got the window down. And I wish if I wish it wasn't so dark in here. I'd really like you to see my jacket. It used to be my father's back in the 70s, I think. I mean, that's how skinny my dad is. Anyhow, when I get back home, I've got to continue working on my cards that I'm making. And I've gotten into that Christmassy mood. Last night I watched A Christmas Carol on DVD because the VCR's in the bedroom and Mike was sleeping at the time, so I couldn't watch anything on the VCR. But today when I get back home, somewhere upstairs, I know I put it up there, here about a month ago or so, Jimmy come over. Now, we don't exactly get along with Jimmy, but, and that's because of I know I've mentioned it in a previous video where Mike, my husband, pulled a gun on Danny. Danny's Jimmy's boy. And Danny is easily 280 pounds. I mean, he's a big boy. And he threatened Mike, and so Mike pulled his gun on him, la-di-da. Anyways, that turned into nothing. But Jimmy's had it against us ever since then. Anyways, so Jimmy stops by and wants to know about the Blazer we had sitting in the backyard, in the driveway, and if we were willing to sell it. Yeah, sure, but you know, it's got some problems. Poor truck here back, and I looked at it just the other day. It was on September 11th here about 2 years ago, maybe 3. I can't remember exactly. We were out that way, out west, and was going country cruising, Mike and I, and seen Leroy. Gosh, he's a card. Leroy stuck in the floodwaters because it had been raining real bad that year. So we're in the Blazer, and we know we're high up enough that the floodwater wouldn't be too awful bad on us if we could just keep our momentum going. But Leroy had already been sozzled, and so instead of paying attention to where he was steering, he was drinking on his bottle in his little side-by-side. He was driving a side-by-side. And Mike and I are leaning out the windows. Leroy! Steer right! He couldn't hear us. Either that or he was just that salty he didn't hear us. And he was heading toward the ditch on the left side of the road. So we had to slow down so he wouldn't fall into the ditch, you know, and tumble over the side-by-side. And so we had to stop, and then the truck got bogged down, and then we were stuck too. And that's part of why last night on Twitter, I did the Friday favorites, and I, you know, shared the Tracy Lawrence song, Find Out Who Your Friends Are. And I thought about that night, because that night we called, I don't know, 5 or 6 people, and only one showed up. Everyone promised they'd come out, but only one showed up. That's how you know who you can rely on. And he's the same guy who's been there, like when Mike got arrested. And I'm speaking of Travis here. Sean knows who I'm talking about. When Mike got arrested, Travis stayed at the house and slept in his car outside the house to make sure that I wouldn't be bothered while Mike wasn't there. And then the other time that he was there for us, I was at work over the town I was just at. At that time I worked for Duffy. He had a bar and grill there. And I was the waitress, basically, bartender, waitress. And the night comes and I couldn't get the car to start. I'm like, oh great. Can't get the car to start. I tried to call Mike. Well, Mike must have already been asleep because he never answered. So I'm thinking, oh, well, this will be fun. Get to sleep in the cafe tonight. And then as a last resort, I got on Facebook back when I used to get on there all the time. And I said, all right, I don't know if anybody's still awake, but if you are, I'm stuck over here, la-di-da. And Travis is the one who showed up and picked me up and brought me home. He goes, yeah, I'm not going to leave my buddy's woman stuck. So that's, you know, the kind of thing I was talking about last night. As I have personal experience with that kind of thing, where you put it out there and only one person shows up consistently. That's how you know who you can rely on. Anyhow, sure, I know I was going to say something else. What was I talking about? Now see, that's what happens to women. Ugh. Brain jumps from one subject to the other and then you forget what you were originally talking about. Oh, the VHS, the Blazer. Okay, yeah, that's right. So that's part of the problem the Blazer had with it. It had gotten bogged down, water had gotten into the transmission and into the fuel tank, and it was just bad. Besides which, that poor truck, we hit a low water bridge one night with it, and my goodness, it literally snapped the axle rod. Like, oh, don't fall over. It snapped the rod, and Dad had to come out and pick us up using the 1-ton, and he had to tow the truck back. Mike had to steer it. Dad's towing it. I'm in the truck with Dad, and I'm turning around watching Mike steer the Blazer. We had to tow him backwards all the way home. That's how bad that tire had gotten messed up in the axle. Oh my God. So that Blazer had a lot of problems. So we told Jimmy about that. And in addition to some monies for the truck, he gave us, oh my goodness, a huge amount of VHS tapes. A lot of them weren't even opened. They were brand new. So I've been going through those and having a field day. And one of them, which goes back to my original point about what I'm going to do when I get home, is It's a Wonderful Life. So I figure I'll get home and pop that into the VCR in the bedroom and work on my cards in there. And try to upload this while I'm at it. Well, first I've got to watch this when I get home and see if it's worth uploading. Sometimes I'll make a video and then I'll look at it and go, nah, I'm not going to do that one. Anyhow. Oh, I got to shift. Hello, Sarah. And I think I've run out of things to talk about now. But Oh, shoot. Farm equipment. Pull over. Let him come through. It's probably Clint. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, he got over for me. Oh, how kind. Okay. Gotta make sure I wave when I go by. Shift again. That was sweet of him. Oh, it wasn't Clint. I think it was one of Terry's boys. Looks like Terry's boy. Anyhow. You could probably hear how wet it is out here. And that's from the snows, obviously, that we had here just a few days ago. I don't know, we got about a foot the other day. And so the roads are just slick. Of course, this is gravel, so it just kind of, you know, does its thing on gravel. The asphalt isn't so bad. Anybody who lives in the country knows about that, but anyhow. Okay, well, if I'm going to sit here and try to think of things to talk about, it's just going to be a boring video. It probably already is. Anyhow, alright, well, I guess I'll get going. I'm about to pass John's place anyways, and then the house ain't too much further. So, I'll get going here. Y'all have a good one. God bless. If you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. If you celebrate whatever it is for you guys, have a happy one, alright? Love y'all. Take care. God bless. Bye.